Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, I should say. It's June 11th, Saturday morning, probably about 9 o'clock, and I'm out doing some yard work. And normally I try to be a good neighbor, and I don't want to disturb anybody, and I want to mow the lawn. So what do I do when people are sleeping in late, and you don't want to disturb them, but you also want to cut the grass? Well, here's my answer. I'm going old school Scott's 20-inch classic manual push reel mower. It's not super quiet. There is a whirring when the reel hits the bed knife, but otherwise it's a lot quieter than my gas-powered machines. And I think the cut quality is far, well, maybe not far superior, but superior. It does make a little bit of a mess. There are grass clippings on the lawn. Now, sometimes I guess that acts as mulch or fertilizer. Probably not mulch, probably more like a fertilizer. And you want the nutrients from the grass into your yard. I think that works as long as it's not too heavy. And I let this grass go a little too long. If you take a look, here's the cut line. I'm probably cutting about half the blade off, which is a no-no. I think you're not supposed to exceed a third. But we had a lot of rain, and I've had some additional duties dumped on my plate, so I kind of neglected my yard chores. But I am getting out here today, trying to wrap things up, or I shouldn't say wrap things up. This week is ending, and my other chores are wrapping up, so I can get a start on the yard work. But again, I didn't want to disturb the neighbors. Just some quick thoughts. This definitely is taking me longer than it does with my gas-powered machines. There is a catcher for it, so I didn't have to leave these clippings on the yard. But the catcher is really small, and this slows you up as it is. If you put the catcher on, it'll probably take, right now it's probably taking me twice as long. It might be 3 times as long, or even 4 if I have that catcher, because the catcher capacity is not that much. It's a great machine. I think it delivers a superior cut quality. If you take a look, let's see what we got here. Grab some of the clippings here. Here's a good example. If you take a look at, I don't know if the camera's picking that up. It cuts the grass blades like a pair of scissors. See how clean that grass blade is? That was done by that reel mower. My traditional rotary mower, my gas-powered machine, really just kind of tears at the grass blade, and it leaves the tops brown, more injured, more susceptible to disease. So this delivers a much better cut quality. It's quiet, no gas, no oil. You don't have to worry about it starting every season. You don't have to worry about mothballing it and draining the gas. It's a lot easier. The blades and bed knife probably do need some maintenance, but I think it's at a much farther interval than a traditional rotary mower because of the scissor action that takes place. This mower is going to be best if you like yard work, because as you can see, I'm kind of struggling. I'm breathing hard. I still have a lot more grass to cut. Here's the rest of my yard that I have to mow. And when the grass gets tall and thick, it's quite a workout. I think these reel mowers get a bad rap because it's all on the adjustment. You want the reel to be close enough to the bed knife so it can cut the blade of grass. But if it's too tight against the blade, it's going to be really hard to push. So adjustment is everything. You really have to take a look. It's hard to see This thing's covered in grass right now, but there are these, on both sides, there are these two adjustment bolts, and they'll adjust the bed knife against that reel, and that's really key on the cut quality and your enjoyment. And the other thing is, don't let the yard get this far behind. You can recover, but it's quite a workout. I need it. I'm fat, but you know, if you don't like yard work, you don't like exercise, you definitely don't want to purchase this reel mower. Speaking of purchase, you know, new, I think it can be had for about $120 at the big box store. I bought this thing used. It was Craigslist. I think I paid $30 for it. It's going to be hard to beat a $30 mower. And as you can see, I mean, it's leaving a few stragglers behind, as you can see, because I think what happens is when it gets real tall like this, the other problem is the reel will just push the grass blade down, and then the bed knife goes over and misses it. So that's the other argument for staying on top of it. But if you like to get out in the yard, you like a little exercise, you know, if you get out minimum once a week, twice a week during the spring, you know, you're gonna have a good time with it, and it's not gonna cost you much at all. They can be had, like I said, used. It's real inexpensive. New, it's gonna be cheaper than a gas-powered machine, and way less maintenance. And finally, the big advantage is, another big advantage is, as you can see, this machine stores. You can hang it on a wall. This handle goes up. You know, you can just hang it on a wall. The profile's really small, whereas my gas-powered machines, they're real estate hogs. I'm always tripping on them. So that's it. I wanted to keep the video short. I gotta finish this yard up, but